Good afternoon, everyone. Hope that you're all doing well. Um, Today we're going to cover some of the things that we've covered before, or I just want to go through them to make sure that you know everything before the midterm break. Also, we're going to introduce families and in-place modeling. So, if you can all hear me, just raise your hand, please, so we can start. Okay, great. So let's start first with roof and ceiling. So the first thing we have when we're creating roofs, which is you will go to architecture and then roof. We have three types of roofs that we can use. We have a roof by footprint, we have by extrusion, and we have by face. Okay, so we have three types of roof methods for creation. I will start first with roof by footprint, which is the normal one that you're gonna use. It's similar to how we create a floor. We're just drawing lines and it will create them. So I'll go here to the roof. I'll just show you the levels that I have here in this file. So I have ground floor level, first floor, I have the roof level, and then I have parapet. Okay, so I will go to the roof level and I'll start drawing. There is one thing that I'm not sure if I mentioned before or not. I'll mention it now just to make sure that you know it. Whenever you are in any of these levels, when you select any of these levels, you will have the properties here for the level itself. So this is these are the properties for the roof level. So from here you have underlay. Underlay means if you will see anything from the other levels. So let's say if I keep it as none, okay, you will not be able to see anything from the lower levels. But if you want to see them just to follow the lines and everything, you can always go to underlay, change this. For example, I'll change it to first floor. Click on apply and you will see the first floor level. Okay, so in this case, I have these lines. I'll go to roof and I'll select roof by footprint and I will start drawing. Before I start drawing, you should know that you have slopes here. Let me just create one roof quickly and I'll show you what will happen and then I will mention the slopes again. So now I just took a line and I'm going all over the building. And it's a closed line. Now I'll click on OK. So now if I go to the 3D, you will see that I have this roof. Okay, and I have all of these slopes here. But of course, you can make sure that the slopes are other. You can have like a flat roof or you can have any other shape that you want. So let me just go back to the roof level and I will start again, roof by footprint. This time I will remove define slope. So it will be a straight roof. So let's just take a rectangle, let's say from here to here. I have my roof, I click on OK. Now if I go to 3D, you will see that it's just a normal roof. And of course, you can change the type from here. And you can also edit the type, duplicate it, and start building as we did for flooring and for walls and everything. Okay, so I have this now. Then you can, for example, go to the parapet wall, or even, sorry, on the roof, you can start on a normal wall and then you can here select the top constraint to be parapet and you can go through this. I'm selecting, for example, this. Sorry, this is a curtain wall, so I'll just change it to, let's say, 100 or 200, whatever type you want to work with. I'll select finish face exterior and I'll go through the roof, or sorry, all over the roof. Okay, so this is basically if you're creating a roof by footprint, you'll have, this is the roof and then you have these walls. Okay, There is one other thing that you can do for slopes. Let me just delete those walls for now. If you select the roof and you go to edit footprint, you can always select any of these lines and you can create a slope. So let's say I will select this one and I will select define slope. So now I have this, and then from here you can change the angle. So let's say I want it to be 5. When I click on OK, it will give me this angle now. So let me just rotate this a little bit. Okay, so I have this angle now. For the walls, what you can do is you can select all of them. Okay, by clicking on tab as well, you can do that. So it will select all of the walls and then attach top base, and then you will attach it to the roof. Okay, so you'll get this. Also, what you can do is you can select when you edit the profile. Let me just cancel this one. Yes. I will select the roof, go to edit footprint. I can select, for example, this one and this one. Both of them, I can open the define slope, and then I can change the angle for this one to, let's say 5, or let's say, yeah, let's keep it 5. The same thing for this one. And then I will click on OK. You will see now that we have slope from 2 sides. Okay, so you can edit the slope as you wish until you get the result that you want. Okay, try this please. I'll give you around 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Try it and we'll continue with the next step. So, did you try it? Do you have any issues? Of course, you can do the same thing, select all the walls and attach top base if you want to close any gaps you have. If you don't have any issues, you can just raise your hand. So
دكتور عندي سؤال
yes, تفضل.
بخصوص السلاب. إذا أنا حطيت الأوتلاين أو يعني إن هاي السكن بيكون سقف باختلاف نوعية السقف وإذا فلات والله البيتش روف الطوفة اوريدي بتغطي الجزء المسن لا يعني هاي كان الانجل الجهة اللي صار انجل يعني إذا مثلا ابتديت بسلاب عقب قلت ابدا اسويها كذي اللي صار كان نفس هذا مال الاجانب البيتش روف هو بروحه تولفل السبيس ان بتوين رايت؟
ايه المفروض انه هو بروحه يسوي له فل اذا كان already attached، بس اذا صار نفس كذي في فراغ هني عندي، بس بتختار كل الوولز. انا حنختار طقت تاب عشان يختار كل الاتاتشد وولز بدل ما اختارهم واحد واحد. بروح حق attach top base وبختار التوب، فراح يوصل لي اياهم كلهم.
اوكي
فهاي شغلة وايد بنستخدمها لما يكون عندنا اشكال فوق في الروف.
حتى لو كان
حتى لو شنو؟
حتى لو كان كيرف بعد تولفل الجاب.
بالضبط. اي الحين بعد بشوي براويكم الكيرف في التايب الثاني من الروف بعد بنسوي له كذي في الكيرف. مو بس حق التاب الروف اذا كان في شكل معين، حتى لو كان ستريت. يعني احنا الحين هني الوولز مثلا اذا كان عندي الفلورينج كان داخل في الوولز احيانا يصير في عندي اوفرلاب، فنفس الشيء باخذ الوولز بروح حق اتاتش وبختار الفلورينج، فراح يصير يوقف عند الفلورينج بدل ما يكمل لفوق. اوكي، فلان دائما احنا لما قاعد نرسم الفلور حق السكند ليفل يكون بالماينس فيدخل على الوولز. نفس الشيء اسوي لهم اتاتش توب بيس وبيوقفون بالضبط عند الفلورينج من تحت بدل ما يكملون يصير في اوفرلابينج.
اوكي تمام مشكور.
والحين إذا سويت delete, if I delete this one, it will go back to straight and constrained to the roof level. Okay, so the second type is the roof by extrusion. So roof by extrusion is basically you can use it, you can create a profile and it will extrude it. So I'll select roof by extrusion and you can select a plane. Okay, so let's first go to the, I'll go to the east elevation for example, select roof by extrusion, and then you can either pick a plane or you can select any of the views that you have. So I'll select pick a plane and then I'll just make this shaded and I will select this plane. Okay, so now when I'm drawing, it will draw on this plane and I want the level to be on the parapet or I want it to be on the roof. So whatever level you want. And then I will start by drawing. So let's say I will take this and I will start drawing. So let's say I will draw this shape and then I will continue, for example, this way, and let's create whatever shape you want. When you're done, okay, you just click on OK. Now it will give you this roof. Let's go to 3D. It will give you this roof, and you can increase the extrusion from both sides. Okay, again you can click on tab and select all the walls. Okay, and then you can select attach top base and attach it to this one, so it will stop here. Okay, you can do this for all the walls. So I'll just repeat it one more time. Again, the first thing you will do, you will go to an elevation, so you can draw on this elevation. Then you will go to roof and you will select roof by extrusion. Then you will select your plane, so select pick a plane and then click on the plane. So everything will be drawn in this plane. Okay, and then you will select the level that you want. The level you can change it later on, so that's fine. Then I will start drawing. So you can either draw a line or rectangle or whatever shape that you want. You can use all the lines that you have here. So for example, I will select SP line and I will start drawing. Let's say I want to draw from here to here. So you can create any kind of curve you want. You can stop this line and then continue with like an arc or whatever you want. So I have this shape, for example. Now when you're done, again, you'll click on Finish Edit Mode and you'll have this roof. And of course, you can change the type of roof from here. You can change the level, so it will be, for example, on the roof level or the whatever reference you want it to be on. So now, when it's on roof, it came down a little bit. Otherwise, I can keep it on parapet. Again, this is depending on the structure that you have. And of course, now I have this shape, but I need these walls to go up. Okay, so I will select. Okay, I've moved this one by mistake. That's why it wasn't selecting earlier. So again, if you want to select, you can either select Control and select them one by one. Otherwise, you can just click on Tab and it will select all the walls. Okay, so it will select all the walls, attach top base and select your roof. So now you will see that all the walls are extruded to the roof. Okay, so just try this one, please. Try doing this. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so do you have any questions? So the third type of the roof creation methods is roof by face. So this one I will show you how to do it after we start with the in-place modeling, which we'll cover today. So in this case, the roof by face, if you have any shape that you've created, you can select, instead of like picking lines or drawing lines, you can select the face and it will give you the roof. So we will do this later on. Next, we have a ceiling. So to create a ceiling, you cannot see it when you are in the, for example, first floor or ground floor or whatever. These are floor plans. So what you can do, you can go to the ceiling plans here. So for example, I will go to first floor ceiling plan. So I can see the rooms here. So I'll go to ceiling, and you have automatic ceiling, or you can have sketch ceiling. Again, you can go here and select the type that you want. For now, I'll keep it as 600 by 600 grid, which are the tiles that you usually see like in schools or university and so on. Otherwise, you can select plain, you can edit the type, and you can add layers according to what you want, similar to what we did in walls and flooring. So I'll just select this one so you can see what will happen here. So in automatic ceiling, it will automatically give you the ceiling for the room. So you can just click and it will give it to you. Otherwise, you can go to sketch ceiling and you can draw it manually if you want to, like specific things that you want to do. Okay, so you can just draw it and then you can click on it and you'll have the ceiling. So if I go to, let's go to 3D. Or let's just add a section so you can see it properly. I'll just go to view and I'll draw a section here. So if I go to the section itself, you will see that this is my ceiling now. So from here you can select the height, offset. Of course, if it's gypsum or any false ceiling, you can specify the height that you want. So let's say I want it to be 3,500, and I'll keep a gap here for like AC ducts or whatever. You can control them from. Okay. So this is in case you're creating ceilings. So it's as basic as this. Next, we're going to go through openings. These are things that I've covered before, but I'll just go through them into more details. So we have this opening tab. From here, we have biface, we have shaft, wall, vertical, and dormer. So I'll not go through all of them. I'll just cover the basics that you want. So when we were creating openings in wall, we said that we can select wall from here and create an opening. Otherwise, you can edit the profile of the wall, or you can add a door, and the type of the door is an opening. So you can do whatever, whichever method you like. So for now, let's go into for opening, select wall, and then you can select the wall and you can start drawing. The benefit of drawing with this method that you can always select this opening and you can modify the dimension. So let's say this is 2,800. Let's say I want to change this one to 1,500. So it is easy to control. Okay. So that's basically the benefit of creating this. And you can always have like a base offset. I'll keep it as 0, or if I want to keep 500 in the middle, I'll click on apply and you will see that I have 500 here. And then for the top, let's say it's 2000, apply, you will have 2000 from here, which is minus because from here it will give you 2000. If you want to keep it 500, apply, so now I have 500 from the top and the bottom. Okay, so when we're saying top and bottom, we're not talking about the wall itself, we're talking about the level itself. Okay, so this is in case you want to create an opening in a wall. Okay, so you will just draw it, select the wall, and then you will draw it. As simple as that. We have also shaft. So in shaft, let's go to the ground floor. You'll see now that I have this staircase here. So if I want to create the opening for the staircase, I'll go to shaft and I will draw. You have these shapes that you can use. So I'll just select a rectangle and I'll draw it from here to here, for example. Okay, and click on OK. Now this will create an opening in all the levels. So if I go to 3D now, I'll just delete this roof. You will see that I have this shaft that I can select. You'll see that it's starting from 0. So I can start from the ground level, for example, but I don't want any offsets. I'll keep it as 0. So it will start above the flooring that I have. And then you can increase the height until whatever you want. Okay, so let's just go back, keep this one. And I'll select this from here. Okay, so from here I'll keep it as 0 and then I'll keep it as unconnected and let's do, for example, 9,000. Let's see what we have in 3D. Okay, so you'll see that it is opening until the ceiling or until the roof. So you can control it from wherever you want. So basically we use it for stairs or for like if you have like an indoor garden or something. Any shafts that you have in the building, you can create it using the shaft opening. Okay, but because we're not going to make an opening in the roof, I'll just keep this, for example, to the first floor. Okay, or you can keep it to the roof floor. So I have the opening now from inside. We have by face. So opening by face is you can select the face that you want and you can create the opening on the face itself. So create an opening that is perpendicular to the selected face, either it's a roof, flooring, or ceiling. So for example, if I select this, you can select, for example, this one, and then you can start drawing. So let me just take this, for example. And when you click on OK, it will create an opening. Let me just delete this one. So you see that it created an opening in the flooring. Okay, you can always delete this whenever you want to. Also, we have vertical. So vertical is basically the same idea, but instead of face, this is creating a vertical opening. I'll show you the difference now here. So you can see here in by face, it will not extrude vertically. No, it will extrude aligned to the shape that you have, to the face that you have. Okay, but then when you go to the vertical one, no, it will increase vertically. So the edges will be vertical. They will not be sloped depending on the face that you have. Okay, so this is basically the difference between by face and vertical. So vertical is just going up. So here the edges, the vertical edges will be 90 degrees. They will not have any slopes. But by face, it will give you this if your face is not like straight face, similar to this one. Okay, so this is regarding the openings that we have. So these are just refreshments on things that we've talked before, but into a little bit more details. Now, if I go to families, we've said that all the doors, windows that we're adding, these are all families. You can add more families by going to component and then place a component. So when you select place a component, you can select the category that you want. So now we're adding basically furniture. So if I go here to edit type and then load, or even from here you can go to load family, you can select the families that you want. So I'll go back here, make sure that it's US metric, and then let's say I'll go to furniture. And from here, for example, I will select table and I will select the model that I want. So I'll click on open and I will place it wherever I want. So let's say I'll place it here. Okay, so now this table, of course, it is a family, but you can move it around wherever you want. So if I go to the ground floor, I'll see that it's not on the ground floor, it is on the first floor. Oh, okay, it's on the roof. So I'll just take it back to ground floor and then I can move it wherever I want. So it will be there. Also, you can change, you can go to edit type and you can change the settings depending on each family. You will have different settings, but basically you will have materials. So here I have the base material and the top material. So the top of the table, I just take the table outside so we can see it in 3D. You can see that I have this top, which is glass, and then I have the bottom, which is steel. So if I go to edit type, always make sure to duplicate so you don't lose the original file. So from here, you can change the material for the base, for the top. And this piece of furniture, you can change the height, length, and width as well. And then you click on OK. If you want any other family, again, you can go to component, place a component. So basically, components are things that are not technical or not part of the like doors and windows and stairs and these things. So basically, furniture and any other components that you have. So I'll go again to load family and select the type. So let's go back. We have, for example, seating here, and you can select the seating that you want. So let's select this one. Place it. Now I have it here. I'll go to edit type, duplicate, and then you can change. So here you cannot change the dimensions. The dimensions are already set, but you can change the materials. So you have the base material, custom material, and seat back material. Okay. So I hope that this is easy. You can load components from the internet. You can always go and search for more components, load them the same way. But instead of selecting the US metric folder, you can select, for example, desktop folder, downloads folder, whatever folder you are using. Okay. The other type is the in-place modeling. So in-place modeling is usually what we're going to use if we want to add anything to the building. So let's say here in this building, I want to add some shading devices or something. So I'll go to component, and instead of place component, I will select model in place. So after I select model in place, you can select the type that you want from here. So you can select, for example, that this is a furniture piece, or I want to model like any other thing from here. But for now, I'll just select generic model, so it doesn't have any category or anything. So this is just a generic model, and I'll click on OK. And you can rename it. So let's say shading. Now you'll see that everything is grayed out. I cannot even select anything in the model. Okay, so this is here. Now we're going to model the piece of furniture or the shading device or whatever we want to model. So we have these types of creation. We have extrusion, blend, revolve, sweep, and so on. So I'll start with extrusion and then we'll go through the rest. So in extrusion, I'll select extrusion for now. First thing you will do, you will set your work plane. Okay, so you can either draw on this plane or on that plane or whatever. So you can either select the level or you can select a plane. For now, I'll just select the ground level and click on OK. Now, whatever I do, it will be on the ground level. So I will start with, let's say, rectangle, and you can also go to the ground floor plan as well. So this is, again, up to you. So let's say I'll start from here. I'll keep spacing, for example, and let's check the dimension. So it's, for example, 400 by 400. And then I will select copy, select this copy from here. Let's add, for example, 1000. Make sure that multiple is on so you can copy more than once. So I'll just create some copies. Okay, let's add one more. Now I have these. Now when I click on OK, let's just go to 3D. So you can see that I have all these created now. I will just click on OK and it will give me an extrusion. So in this extrusion, you can increase, you can change the extrusion end. So instead of 250, I'll change it, for example, to 4,000. Okay, so it will give me this. If you want more, you can add more. So let's say I want it to be 5,000. Even the beginning from the ground, if you don't want it to start from 0, you can, for example, type 1,000, so it will start above the ground. So this is up to you. So I can do this, and then I'll finish this one, and I'll have these components now. I'll just go there and select, create another one, create a component, model in place, and then again I'll select generic model, click on OK, and let's draw a rectangle, for example. I will select extrusion, and then you can select the shape that you want. So let's say I'll select this line shape and I'll start drawing. So let's say I want this to be my base, whatever design you have, but just make sure that it's a closed line. And then I'll click on OK. Now it will give me an extrusion. If I go to 3D, you will see that I have this extrusion. I'll make sure that I'll change the level later on, but I'll keep this as 0 and then this is as 1,000. Okay, continue. Okay, for some reason. Okay, now it's fine. So I will change this one to the ground floor. I'll go to edit, select this. It is supposed to open, but for some reason it's not working. So let's start from minus 5,000. And just keep this as minus 1. Or of course you can repeat it if you want to. Okay, so this is minus 3,000. And this is minus 3,000. Okay, now what I did, I just took it down, but what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to create it again and make sure that it's from the ground level. Okay, so basically you can create any shape that you want. So let's now create another one. This time what I'm going to do is I want to add lines horizontally. So again, I'll go to component, model in place, and then you will go to generic models, click on OK, and you will name it, then click on OK. Now the thing that I forgot to do in this case, and I had an issue because the model was up, is I forgot to set my plane. Okay, so I'll select extrusion, select set plane, and now you will select either the floor that you want to work on, or you can go to pick a plane. So I'll select pick a plane and then OK. This time, instead of working on the ground floor, on the first floor, I will select that I want to draw on this plane. Okay, so now if I draw anything, you will see that it's drawing on this plane. So I'll take this, let's just rotate it a little bit, and I'll start from here to here, for example. Okay, you can change the dimensions. Also, what I'm going to do, select this one, copy from here, here. When I'm done, just click on finish edit mode, and then you'll have this extrusion, and I'll change this one to, for example, you can as well move it from here. Okay, so I can select this instead of typing a number. When you're done, click on finish edit mode, and then you have this. And of course, you can add materials to this, you can edit it. So I'll click on it, and then I'll go to edit and place. And you'll see when I select this one, now you will see that I have material here. So you have to edit it first, and then you can change the material. Let's say I want it to be wood. Finish, and you'll see that now I have this material. Okay. Again, you can do the same thing. I'll go to model and place. Let's say I want to create a vase or something here. So again, I'll just select generic models, click on OK, and then I'll select blend. Okay, so in blend, again, you can do the same thing, but instead of creating one shape and then it will give me the extrusion, in this case, I have a top and a base. Okay, so now I'm creating the base. I'll just select set, and let's say I'll draw it from the ground floor, and I will select this shape, for example. Then from here, I'll go to edit top. When you will see when I click on edit top, it will switch and it will write here edit base, which means now I'm editing the top. Okay, so for the top, I will set the plane, let's say to the first floor, and then I will start drawing. So I will draw this shape. You can always go to the plan itself and make sure that you're drawing in the correct position instead of 3. So I'll just move these and keep it here, for example. Okay. So after you're done, if you want to edit the base again, you will click on edit base and move it. If you want to go back to edit top, you can go back to edit top and so on. Okay, when you're done, you click on OK, and it will give me a blend. Okay, you can change here from here the material if you want to change it. Click on OK, and it will give me. Okay, so again, model in place, select the category that you want. Okay, and then from here, so this is blend, you will have top and a bottom. And then we have revolve. So revolve, you create a shape and it will revolve around an axis. Okay, so I think you're already familiar with these things from AutoCAD. We have sweep, which will extrude a line or a shape on a line that you draw. So if you have this line, for example, it will extrude any shape that you want on this line. We have sweep, creates a blend that sweeps along a defined path. Okay, so it's basically similar to blend, but you will select a path as well. So you can try these out. If you didn't know how to use them, let me know. One more thing we have, which is the void form. Okay, for void forms, you can create a void. So you can use any of these methods, extrusion, blend, revolve, sweep, and so on, but to create a void. So I'll select this one, and then let's create this. I'll just go to the ground floor, make sure that I set it to ground floor, click on OK, and I will create this one here. Let me just select this. Okay, and I click on finish. Now this is extrusion, so let's just go to 3D, and I'll extrude it, let's say 5000, and click on finish. Okay, one more thing, I've selected furniture in this case. That's why it's not cutting, because this is a generic model, so it will not cut. So basically, when you're creating components, always make sure that you're using the same family for all the components that are together. So now if I go to model and place, I will select generic model, click on OK. Okay, and then I will change this to void, and I select void extrusion. And then again, I'll go to ground floor, set, make sure that I'm drawing in the ground floor, and I will select rectangle, and let's say it's from here to here. And then I'll click on OK, make sure that the extrusion is 5,000, for example. I'll go to 3D just to show, to make sure that the height is fine. I'll keep it a little bit lower because I don't want it to intersect with the shading device. And then I'll click on Finish Edit Mode. Okay. One more thing, sorry, I forgot to do. If you want to add a void, you can select the family itself and go to Edit and Place, and then you can create it inside. So it is supposed to work, but for some reason I'm having some issues. It is supposed to work perfectly. So let me just create a different one. I'll just keep it a little bit far away. Okay, so I'll take an extrusion, and let's say I'll do this. Okay, so now I have this extrusion. I'll keep it as 5,000, and then I'll go back to create, and I'll create void form, and let's see, I'll draw it here. Let's say 3,000. Okay, so now I have this. When I click on Finish Mode, it's supposed to give me the opening. Okay, so just make sure that you're drawing in the same family. So I'll click on Edit and Place, and then I'll go to Create and select Void Form. Okay, Void Extrusion, and then I'll draw it. Hopefully it will work this time. Okay, so let's say it's this one. Click on OK. Now I have this shape. I'll just move it. It's easier to work on the level that you're working with. Just cancel everything because I forgot to set the thing. So again, I will select the family, Edit and Place, go to Create, select Void Form, Void Extrusion, set your profile, make sure that it's in the ground floor level, for example, and then start working. So let's say I'll create a circle from here to here. Okay, and then I'll make sure that the extrusion, let's say it's 5,000. Click on OK, Finish Mode. Now when I go to 3D, it's supposed to have an opening. Okay. Try it out, please. Let me know if it didn't work or if you have any issues, let me know. So basically you will go to Component, Model and Place, select the category, and then you will select what you want to do from Create, and then in Modify you will do it, and then you'll go back to create a void form, and so on. And don't forget to set your work plane when you're working. Okay, try it, just create any shapes any random shapes. Let me know if everything is fine, and then we're going to go to the mass and place model. Okay, so did you try it out?
Yes, but I'm having some issue with the blend sweep. How to connect the path between two faces?
Okay, let me just. So I'll go to model in place, and then I'll go to generic model. Click on OK, and then you want sweep or sweep blend.
Sweep blend.
Okay. So you have the sketch path, you have pick path if you already have it. So let me just select a work plane, and I'll select the ground floor level, and I'll go to the ground floor so I can draw on it. You can place the lines from here. So let's say I place this line. Okay, and then you have, sorry, you can have the line. I'll set the plane again. It is supposed to just work normally, so I just pick this line and it's fine now. So you can just go to pick path and select the line and it will work. And then you will select profile 1 and profile 2. Okay, so if you set the plane, you can set the plane if you have it. Otherwise, you can select the profile or you can draw it. So basically, you will draw everything and then you will go and select everything again. Okay, so I'll set the plane. Let's say again, I'll select the ground level. You're supposed to have a plane, the plane itself. But for now, I'll just create it here. And then let's say I'll select this one and keep it here. So now when you're done, you'll go to select profile 1 and you will select this one, and then you'll go to select profile 2 and you'll select the other line. Okay, and pick path and you will select this. And it will give you the shape that you want. Now it's not working because I don't have the plane, so I'll just have to draw everything from 0.
So no need to have the faces positioned on top of the line or exactly on the line itself.
You have to. That's why it's not working for me. I cannot select it because you have to have them drawn in a proper way. So that's why I'm telling you that I have to have like faces. They're supposed to be drawn on the way of the path that you have. So you have to select the plane here and then select, for example, the plane on the other side. So I'll just delete this one. And let's do it again. So I'll go to model and place, select generic model, go to OK, select swap line, blend, sorry, select set, and then you will start setting. So I'll select pick a plane, and I will select this one. Sorry, set, pick a plane, and I will select this one, and then I will start drawing. So let's say I'll draw it from here, this one. And then again, I'll close it, and then I'll select set a plane, pick a plane, and then I'll select this plane, for example, and let's say I'll draw this shape. Okay, and then I'll select set plane again. Now the issue is that I don't have the plane itself, or let me just select this one. This will work as well. So I'll start the line, let's say from here to here, this way. Now everything is fine. I'll just go to pick path, select this path, click on OK, select profile. You're supposed to select it from here normally, but I don't know why it's not working this time. And you're just supposed to select profile and select this, and it's supposed to work. Okay, but okay, let's just select one of the ready ones. Let's see what will happen. I'll check it and get back to you, but for some reason it's not working for me right now as well. So basically before you just go to select profile 1, profile 2, and you select them normally. And it's already set to by sketch, so that is what is supposed to happen. So I'll just check that and I'll record a video for you and send it. Just so I'll check if they change anything in the newer versions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so let's start with the mass modeling. So here we were working in the architectural tab and we're selecting components from here. But we have another tab which is massing inside, which is to add things around the building or things that are supposed to be part of like buildings and so on. So these are not like furniture or ducts or shading or any other thing. So what we're going to do is we'll go to and place mass and start modeling. So these are components that you will add to the building itself. So I'll click here on place mass and create a new mass. So let's go to the ground floor. I'll start creating shapes, and these shapes are supposed to be closed shapes. They cannot be open shapes. So I'll start, for example, with a line. Let's say from here to here, and then I'll add, for example, 1,500 from this side. I'll add 1,500 from this. So now I'm in the ground floor. Okay, and let's say I want to create this curve from here, and then I want to create, this curve to here. Okay. So this is for the ground floor. I will go to the first floor and I'll create another one. So you can see the lines. If you cannot see them, you go to first floor and you will change the underlay. Okay, otherwise you just select line and you'll start drawing. So let's say I want to draw it from here. I'll keep the same thing and then I'll go to the arc. And then I'll draw this one. Let's say I'll draw it this way, and then here. Then I'll go back to line. Now these are closed lines. If I go to 3D, you will see that I have 2 different profiles. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll just select this one, control this one. So I've selected both of them. I have this option here to create a solid form. So when I click on solid form, it will give me this. Okay, so now I have this shape, which I can select and I can edit. Okay, so if I go to edit and place, I can select this shape. Okay, I can select this shape. I can change anything I want to change in the shape itself. Otherwise, I can go to material and I can add different materials, but just make sure that you're selecting the whole thing. Okay, and then you can go here to material and you can select the material that you want to add. So for example, now I've added cherry. I'll click on finish mask and I'll have this one. Okay, you can always edit and place and go to create any voids that you want to create. So let's go to rectangle, for example, and I'll create this on the ground floor. And then I'll go to the first floor and I'll create the same rectangle again. Now I'll go to 3D, select both of them. And then instead of create solid form, I'll create void form. So it will give me this opening. I'll go back to the ground floor and I will select this one. Okay, so I'm selecting the void itself, and then go to copy. If you want different more copies, you can just create multiple copies until you reach the point that you want. Okay, so I'm just creating multiple copies. You can use array as well if you want to, and then click on finish mask, go to 3D, and you will have this shape. So using mask and in place mask modeling, you can create different shapes, different elements. You can apply different materials to them. It is basically similar to this one, but instead of extrude, sweep, and so on, you can just create the form itself. Okay. One more use for the in-place mask, if I go here to masking inside, I can select in-place mask. Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'll just create something here outside the building itself. I'll go to the ground floor and I'll start drawing. So let's say I'll draw this shape. And then I will take this curve to here. And then I will go to the roof. I cannot see anything from what I did, so I'll just select the roof itself and then I will change the underlay. Okay, so in the underlay, I can change it to whatever I want to see. So I'll select ground floor, apply, and it will show me the ground floor. So now I can follow the same lines. So I'll start from here to here, here, and then let's say I'll take a curve and I'll create this shape, for example, okay, or any shape that you want. So now I have two shapes, two profiles, similar to what we did in the first one. So when I go to the 3D, I'll select both profiles, and then I will go to create form and then select solid form. So now I have this shape. So this shape, I can use it not just as part of the building itself. We can do it as, we can use it as a base for us to create walls, floors, and so on. So I'll just click on finish mask, select this shape. Now I have this shape here. I can go to wall, but instead of drawing the walls normally or picking line, I can select pick faces. So I can just click on the face and it will give me the wall itself. Okay, so pick face and it will give me the wall. Again, the same thing for this curve. Okay, so you can just select the shape and it will give you the wall for it. Same thing for curtain walls. I'll go to wall and then I'll change this one to curtain wall, and instead of drawing, I'll select pick face. And then I will select this one and it will give me the curtain. Okay, or even if you want to see it as a storefront, pick face and select it. And it will follow the same shape that we have. Try this, please. Create a shape and then add the walls to it and let me know if you have any issues. Did you try it, or do you want me to repeat it? It is a new concept, different a little bit about, from the things that we've talked before, but it will make your life easier when you're working with like complex buildings and so on. So if you want me to repeat anything, let me know. Otherwise, if you have any issues as well, let me know, please. So for the shape, it's not just used to add walls, you can also add roof. If you remember, we said at the beginning that we have 3 types of roofs. So the third type, which is roof by face, you'll select it and then you can select the face that you want. So if I select this one now, create roof, it will create this roof. And then again, you can select the roof itself, you can modify it. For example, I will select it, concrete, so it will be changed to concrete. You can change the offset if you want to offset it up or down or whatever you want to do. You can do it from the settings. So basically, it's just a normal roof that you can control. Okay, so I'll just do this again one more time. I will go to massing inside, go to in place mass, create a mass, and then change the name if you want to change it. I will go to the ground floor level, for example, and I'll start drawing. So let's say I'll draw this rectangle here, and then I will delete this line. So I'll delete this line, and then I will go to arch and I'll start drawing. So let's say I'll take it from here to here, and then I'll give this curve, and then I'll go back and draw this one. And then I will go to the roof plan and I'll do the same. But in this case, I'll select line from here to here, and I'll change the curve. So similar to what I did before, you can use any shape you want. It will give you whatever shape that you want to create, whatever shape of building. For now, I'm just keeping these as straight, but you don't have to. You can create whatever shape you would like, and you can work with it, and you can apply the walls and the flooring and everything to it, and roof as well. So now I have these two. I'll go to the 3D and I'll select these two shapes. So I'll select this one, control this one, and then I'll go to create form and create a solid form. Okay, if there is an issue, this means that some of the lines will not be able to connect. So let me just select them again. Okay, sometimes this happens if we have like a very narrow angle or something. So let me just edit this. I'll change this one here. And let's go to the roof. And let's change, for example, this one to here. And I'll make this one as well shorter. Or let me just delete this one and take another line. Okay, so I'll go back to 3D, select this shape, control, sorry, and then go to create form and create a solid form. So now I have my form. So one more thing I wanted to mention is when you create this form, you can always select, and then you can select mask floors. So when you click on mask floor, it will give you this window where you can select the floor levels that you want to create. So I'm creating now, for example, I don't want the parapet, I just want the ground first and roof. So this will divide the mass that you have and give you exactly the lines that you need for the flooring. So then when you want to create a flooring, you can just go to architecture, go to floor, and then select flooring. And then instead of drawing the flooring, you can select pick lines, and you can start picking the lines. So I will select this one. Let me just go to the work plane. You can change it from here, or you can select the level as well from here. So let's say I'll go to ground floor, and I'll start selecting lines. Let me just do it again. So from here, I'll select ground floor, and then I will start picking the lines. So I'll select this one. So you can just click on tab to select all of them, and then click on OK. Okay, so now I have this floor. So from here, you can change edit type. You can change it to whatever type you want. Okay, and you can do the same thing for the other floors. So you will follow these lines exactly. So I'll go to the flooring, select first floor, and then select pick line, and I'll start selecting this line. I'll just change this one to wireframe, tab, and select these lines. Click on OK. Now I have this flooring here. Now, if I go back to shaded, you will see that I have these floorings here. And if I go to walls, again, I can do the same thing. So I'll go to pick faces, and if it's a curtain wall, sometimes when you have these curves, you'll have an issue. So if I select them, it will tell me that I cannot add this because it's a curved wall. So these are glass pieces. So you have to create very small openings, very small mullions, so you can add them here. Otherwise, you can just create a normal wall. So let's go to 200, select face, and I'll start adding it to the face that I have. Okay. So this is basically what you're going to do. For the roof, of course, you can do it manually. You don't have to go to roof by face. For example, I will go to roof by extrusion, select the plane, okay, and let's select this one, and let's keep it as parapet, and then I will go to the, I think, to the east elevation. Okay, yeah, and I can start drawing. So let's create a roof. Okay, so let's say this is the roof that I have. Click on OK. Now I have it. I'll just change this one to something a bit smaller. Let's see this. Okay. So I have my roof. You can move it until you get the space that you want. So I'll go to the roof and select. You can either move it or you can extrude. This is up to you. So I'll just move it here and move it this way. So now I have my roof. And then again, for the walls, make sure that you select all the walls and then attach top base. Okay, so you'll do this again the same way, but the issue is when you have walls like this, curved walls, you will have to be a bit careful in creating this. So attach top base, because sometimes you will not have the option. It will not even appear because of the issue of the wall itself. So I'll just attach it. I will delete this one, delete this one, make sure that I don't have anything else here. Go to wall, pick face, and then I'll pick this face again. So sometimes you will have this. When you select the wall, you will not even have the option to extend to the top. Okay, so just make sure that from the beginning you measure everything to be correct. It's not supposed to be the case, but sometimes you have this issue. So for this wall, for example, yeah, I have the same issue. Okay. So just make sure that you follow the things that you want to do from the beginning so you don't have any issues with the curves later on. So basically that's it. When you're creating a mass, you can add flooring, you can add walls, you can add roofs, and that's it. This is all what we're going to cover today. So what I want you to do now, just please try all of these things. Try the in-place mask. Make sure that you're familiar with it, you know how to use it. Also try how to create the components, which are from here. Okay, so model in place. Make sure that you're familiar with it. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Otherwise, you can continue working on your project and let me know as well if you have any issues with that. Okay, so regarding the midterm, I just want to make sure that you're familiar with it before we stop. Let me just open it. Okay, so the midterm will have two parts. The first, it will be held on Wednesday, April 14th from 11 to 12:45. It will be 1 hour, 40 minutes. So I will share with you a link you can enter this link and you will be joined with the other section as well, because we're all having the midterm at the same time. So I'll send you a link. When you enter the link itself, just make sure that you, because it will ask you to write your name, so just make sure that you write your section number first. So for example, 2, and then space, and then your name, and then your ID. Okay, so we will be all in one Blackboard room, but then if you have any issues, any questions, you just raise your hand. I will contact you on Teams. I will call you directly, so we don't waste any time typing or anything. I will call you directly. You'll answer my call, and I will check the issue that you have or any questions that you have. I'll answer them, and then you'll continue working. Okay, so I will call you one by one depending on your order and who raised their hand first. So we'll have 2 parts. The first part will be theoretical. It will be 10 minutes, so you'll have some questions that you have to answer. It will be on Blackboard directly, so you'll just type or select the questions in the Blackboard and in the midterm part 1. After 10 minutes, we will close the theoretical part and we will start with the practical part. So the practical part will be around 1 hour 30 minutes. It will be similar to the project 2 in a way. So you will have to create, of course, units, levels, walls, floors, doors, windows, steps, stairs, railing, roof. So you will do these things. Also, don't forget about the rooms and tags and everything. And you will be judged as well on the building appearance. So if you have like a shading device or car parking or any other things, you will be judged on that, similar to what we had in the project. Okay. One more thing I want you to know is here in massing and site, we have in the site components. You can click on this site component and you can select types of trees that you can add. So if you're done, if you have time, you want to have extra marks for your appearance, you can add these. So for example, I will select Japanese cherry and it will come directly and you can place it wherever you want. So if you're viewing it in like wireframe or shaded, it will show this way. But if you change the view to realistic, you can see the tree itself. Okay, so again, I will go to massing and site, site component, and then from here you'll select the type of tree that you want. So let's say I want this one. I'll just place it and it will give me this tree. Okay, of course, if you're using realistic, it will be a bit heavy, so you can always keep it as shaded. But then if you want to see the overall look, you can switch back to realistic. Do you have any questions? Okay, great. So that's it for today. You can, as I told you, you can either practice what we talked, you can work on your project in the meantime. Otherwise, if you feel that you don't have any questions, you can leave. And then if you have any during your mid-break, you can always contact me on Teams. So next class will be on Wednesday. We will, I'll cover any questions that you have. If you don't have any, we will cover printing and sheets and so on, but it will not be included in the midterm. Okay, thank you for attending. I will be here until 5:30 if you have any questions.